Pinpoint pupil, shallow rest, shallow rest, P90. What did she take?
She responds to pinpricks and we have another case.
Junk. Start 2 milligrams Narcan bolus.
Better get a plasma level.
Who is she? Who is she?
I don't know her.
You must know her name.
Anne. It's Anne.
Anne? Anne, can you hear me? You're in Weatherly Hospital. You've suffered a heroin overdose. We're going to take care of you. Anne, can you squeeze my fingers?
I'll book her for a chest film.
Resp's improving. Pupils normal. BP's 130/80.
I'm sorry, Jack.
CBC, your analysis. Let's check her SGOT or SGPT.
She's striders, 0.4 milligrams of 1 in 1,000 epi. Get a tube in her!
You're hard to keep up with. I'm Trisha Kennedy.
Sally Ross.
I know. I wrote a paper on you. Theory and Practice. The Female Capitalist in Action. I analyzed your career moves in terms of your doctoral thesis.
You read my thesis?
Yeah. I'm doing my MBA.
Aerobic shoes. Guess you don't run every day?
You're thinking, what does she want, right? Well, besides the privilege of meeting one of my role models, I was hoping you might take me on as your intern.
Short, simple, direct. Textbook pitch. Unfortunately, we don't hire interns.
You would be helping another woman get a foothold in the financial world.
What stage of feminism is that? Third or fourth?
Your father gave you that opportunity.
Which means I had to work twice as hard as anyone else.
And I'm willing to do the same.
Sorry, Miss Kennedy. Buy yourself a decent pair of shoes, you get shin splints.
Shit.
Carlo, who would dare keep you waiting?
Anne and I were supposed to review the weighting of the resource fund portfolio about a half hour ago.
Your favorite client. You wouldn't dream of wasting your time.
I can't make further recommendations to my committee without a very clear indication of Anne's intentions.
I'll rebook your meeting myself. First person Anne sees when she comes in is me.
Mr. Cunningham, what do you think of death?
I'm against it. In most cases, for it in a chosen few.
How much do you think it should cost?
To die or to have someone killed?
To bury a loved one?
I suppose that depends on a...
$33,000. That's what it cost to bury my mother. 4 years on a paving crew to pay it off. I was 16. Have you made arrangements for that inevitable day, Mr. Cunningham?
My mother died quite some time ago.
I own 20 funeral parlors across the country. 6 of them in southern Ontario. I've made a good living from them. I'd like to give something back.
Discount funeral operations.
I prefer the term modest interment.
So to set this up, How much would you need?
$30 million.
All right. Well, let's talk about this tomorrow, Mr. Sticks.
Fine. If neither one of us dies first.
Send Darby in, would you please?
Do you have any idea where Anne might be today?
No, I have no idea whatsoever.
She hasn't contacted her secretary. She just stood up the head of an $8 billion pension fund. Carlo Alda?
You want Ann? Find Jack. Donald, just do a workup on this for me, will you? Yes, sir.
Modest interment options?
Yeah, cheap funerals. Apparently not everybody has a family mausoleum.
You haven't seen Anne today, have you? Things seem to be going well between you two.
She's in the hospital.
What happened?
She took an overdose.
Oh, my God.
Hand's hurt?
She gonna be all right?
Oh, no, yeah, she's gonna be okay.
Well, I gotta go visit her.
They won't let you in there, Grant.
Did we contact her family?
If you can find any.
Profits from Stick's funeral operations have grown 40% annually.
Certainly above the 25% average for the industry.
Yeah, and the funeral business is going to hit the boomer curve. Death rates are rising. We get marketing to throw together a splashy campaign. We should have no problem selling a new offering.
I don't want Gardner Ross's name linked to anything with the word discount in it.
Well,
No splashy campaign.
Excuse us, Donald. Anne is in Weatherly Hospital.
Our Ann? Why?
According to Jack, she took an overdose.
She attempted suicide.
We're gonna have to deal with Carlo Alda.
Ann Krywarek is not the type that would take her life.
He owns over 20% of our mutual fund.
Perhaps you might deal with him.
I don't know anything about resources.
$22.10's too high. I'll take 50 at 21.9. Better not be a chart you're waving in my face.
It's the 5-minute intraday on gold, plus the moving average of convergence divergence.
You don't even know what that means.
Belgium sold off 25% of their gold reserve.
You said Netherlands.
They're indistinguishable. 311 and falling.
The chart says it'll stop at 308.
310.
Unload Corinta. Lauderman, how about 50,000 Corinta at 21.50?
309.
Maybe 25,000?
Ann must be hurting. She's got the fund 15% in gold.
Who gives a rat's ass about Ann's mutual fund?
308. And holding.
Is she conscious?
The hospital will only confirm that she's a patient.
So what happened?
She called, I went over there, she was unconscious, I took her to the hospital.
How do you know she took an overdose?
They said.
Well, obviously, this can't go any further than the three of us.
What about Marty?
You tell Marty, you tell the whole world.
Well, he's bound to notice that she's missing.
Can we make this snappy, please? Gold's trying to find a new low, and I'd really like to be there to tuck it in.
Well, the situation has arisen with the mutual fund.
Great. I'll go now. I hate the fund.
Ann Krywarek is unavailable for a while.
What's this unavailable?
She has a family crisis.
They don't have cell phones in Transylvania?
Shut up, Stevens.
Priority 1. Someone has to reassure Carlo Alda tomorrow.
If I do it, he's going to know something's wrong.
So, there is something wrong.
We're considering Darby.
If you back him up on the investment side.
You're going to take me off the floor to cover for Krywarek?
For God's sake, it's just a meeting.
Convince him the fund is secure and go back to the floor.
What makes you think Darby's going to step up to the plate for you? You broke his heart last time. All right, if I get Darby on side, I want 1% of the bonuses directed at me personally. In writing.
Huh.
I'm gonna get you a hamster for when you go home. They don't take up too much space or eat too much, and you don't have to walk them. And they stay up really late, so you've always got someone to talk to.
You really shouldn't be in here. Don't worry. Nurses do the kicking out. Doctors have to maintain their bedside manner.
What's wrong with her?
She suffered a bad allergic reaction to a drug we gave her earlier. We've got her sedated until the effects wear off.
Thanks. I used to have a hamster. Before I got Darby and Jack.
Under the terms of the proposed sale, family will continue to supply all corporate-owned outlets and franchises.
You left her there, didn't you? The nurse said a man dumped her off and left. He looked like you.
Did they tell you why she was there?
Well, she's allergic to some medicine.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what kind of medicine? Well, maybe you should ask.
You got to be there when she wakes up.
No, I don't. Come on.
Why?
Get out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, please.
Oh, darn. Is everybody gone?
Well, we we tend to let the staff go home at night. How'd you get past security?
Oh, I'm Tricia Kennedy, Mr. Cunningham. We've never met, but there's a very thick clippings file on you at the business school library.
Can I help you?
I promised Miss Russ I would drop my resume off. If I leave it here, do you think she would get it?
Perhaps you better leave it with me.
Oh, thanks a million. You're a lifesaver.
What kind of position are you interested in?
Corporate finance. I would kill to become an intern here.
Well, we don't require murder of anyone below vice president.
Plonk isn't a trader's drink.
I'm not a trader, I'm corporate finance.
You could be a mutual fund manager.
They already turned me down once, Marty.
Now, this time they're asking you. This puts a completely different spin on the situation.
Until Ann gets back.
What if she doesn't get back?
Why wouldn't she get back?
Family crisis? Ann Warwick? That's like saying you were caught in a sex ring. Well, not you, but I mean, you know, I'm sure you have sex. Or had sex. Anyway, the point is, I'm sure Ann doesn't have a family.
Well, then where is she?
Who knows? Who cares? I mean, you show me someone who can convince Aldo to keep $50 million in the fund, I'll show you the fund manager.
Okay. How exactly is this going to work?
I'm unofficial advisor. You are completely in charge.
You're awake.
How did you find me here?
Jack.
Oh, God.
Did you really try to kill yourself?
What? No. No. It was an accident. It was an accident. Is Jack here? Don't tell anyone where I am, okay?
Oh, people will want...
No, you gotta promise me, Greg. Promise you won't tell anyone.
I'm your friend. I won't tell. You're probably tired. You should sleep. I'll come back first thing tomorrow and I'll give you a surprise. Sorry.
Is that a rodent?
It's a hamster.
Grant, we agreed no pets.
Well, it's a present for a sick friend. What are you working on?
I'm just gonna memorize the holdings of the entire mutual fund for tomorrow morning, so if you could...
Well, Anne's the head of that fund.
Yeah, well, Anne's gone AWOL. Someone's got to cover for her.
People come back from places.
Do you know where she is?
Who's that?
Hamster. Why is he mad at you?
I think I treated him like a grown-up today.
Family crisis, my ass. There's 50 that say she got a better job at a better place.
Yeah, my 50 says she's having plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery? She's beautiful.
Sure, but you can always be a little more pretty. It's addictive.
What are you doing, building a nest?
I want to bet on what happened to Anne.
First, coffee girls don't make enough to bet. And second, it's a family crisis.
You gotta have a family to have a family crisis.
Where is Jansky?
He phoned in sick. Oh. Ha. Okay. I bet that Anne's secret past finally caught up with her.
A little vague there, don't you think, Mocha Babe?
I have a sense for things like this. People that closed have big secrets.
Like, for instance, a sex change operation.
Okay. Ziggy's bet is acceptable as long as the secret doesn't turn out to be a boring one. All right. Read, internalize, memorize.
You said we don't give a rat's ass about this mutual fund.
If it's gold and it's in the fund, I want a piece of it. Start buying 250,000 Corinta, going no higher than 20.
After yesterday?
We recovered.
Mr. Sticks, I'm pleased to tell you that Gardner Ross will raise the $30 million in capital.
Not so different, your business of mine, right, Adam? You take a cold, lifeless bunch of statistics and figure out how to make them attractive. I take a cold, lifeless corpse.
Yes, very similar, Mr. Sticks.
I figure this for an open casket deal. A public offering, so to speak.
Actually, I recommend a private placement. I know at least 20 venture capitalists on the street looking for deals in this range.
A business like mine, the more I get the word out.
Well, believe me, Mr. Sticks, the financial community is not the target market for a modest interment. Now, this is a standard contract outlining our obligations, fees, and the nature of our undertaking. No pun intended.
It's fine. That's good.
We're going to use some of the gains in our Lorelei shares just to diversify and balance the entire portfolio.
A family crisis. When will Anne be back?
It's hard to say, really.
Where's her family?
Romania.
Oh. Oh. Isn't Krawarek a Polish name?
Yes, that's right. That's right. It's good. Yeah, it's on her mother's side, Romanian. Yeah, Anne was raised by her father. But her mother got custody of her twin brother. Her mother, by the way, was a countess. Yeah, but when she died, her brother became the count. And it was him that died yesterday. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. There's a kind of a psychic link between twins.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this makes Anne a Romanian countess.
Can't she be a Romanian countess here?
You have to be a resident of Romania while the estate's in probate.
And Romanian probate law is...
Oh.
Ooh.
It's the worst.
The worst.
It is the worst.
It's the worst.
Oh, I see. Lorelei was the play of the decade. Our 20 million investment rockets to 50 overnight. I look like a genius. Thanks to Anne Krawarek.
Anne didn't tag Lorelei. It was Darby.
And we still think there is a significant upside potential in Lorelei.
Well, unfortunately, there's some concern that your resource fund is a one-trick pony.
No. Our portfolio represents terrific value. It's across the board.
No, not the golds. Not the golds. They're down 17%.
Well, we have to maintain some position in gold.
I am so glad you mentioned gold, because gold is a bargain right now.
Well, most people I talk to think it's going to go below 300.
There still is a room for a few adjustments there. So
absolutely, but if you want to hear another winner, you watch Corinta.
You're going to increase gold holdings.
This is going to be a part of our internal investment review?
Oh, yeah, we'll review it and then do it.
What exactly is your connection to the fund?
Mr. Stevens is an advisor.
I'm a secret weapon. Secret weapon.
No, more of an advisor.
In a secret weaponish way.
Not secret enough.
Impressive, having the senior partner of the firm deliver your resume.
Mr. Cunningham was very kind to offer.
Gardner Ross recruits from the business schools. We're very selective.
I'm in the top 10%.
We recruit from the top 3.
Well, having been an academic yourself, you must know that marks don't always provide the full picture.
Convince me.
I have superior people skills.
Oh, yes, yes. And you get along with anyone, anywhere, and you have self-starting organizational abilities.
For the last 2 years, I have worked at a volunteer consulting program for small business startups. I was a parliamentary page, and last summer I was an intern in the Department of Finance. I'm fluent in French and Spanish and Italian, and I have a smattering of Russian and Mandarin. I travel a lot. I fence, I sail. I just started kickboxing.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but I really have to interrupt.
Oh, wait. Outside.
Carlo Aldo pulled out of the fund. As a courtesy, he's giving us 3 days to redeem his units before he places them on the open market.
3 days to come up with $50 million.
Please. See you in the morning.
Unless you die first.
We could fight him, Adam.
Now, as my grandfather says, you fight a coal miner, you get covered in coal dust.
It's like a 50,000 Ferris G at 4.5.
We should reduce our gold exposure by half and move into something a little less volatile.
I love volatile. The opposite of volatile is dead.
Actually, the opposite of volatile is inert.
Just maybe beef up our junior oil and gas stocks.
That's what every other resource fund is doing. No, if we're going to keep Aldo, we got to prove we're different.
That's not how I read him.
Mark, you want 30 more Corinta 21?
Scoop it like it's soft ice cream.
Buying 30,000 Corinta 21. Done.
Gold's in the rise from 313.
314, 315. Oh, I told you it was oversold.
You were only a day late.
Listen, Anne impressed Aldo with her play in Lorelei.
Yeah, well, Loreleis don't come around very often.
We'll make our own Lorelei. Tomorrow, the mutual fund and the floor start buying up Corinta. That much volume, everybody else jumps in the bandwagon. We're sitting with the hottest gold stock in the TSE.
That's not legal, is it?
You want to grow some hair in your nether regions? Go away! I haven't had time to do anything illegal yet today.
Someone phoned IFIC to check on your relationship with the mutual fund.
Aldo, the guy's a big twitching nerve.
It's illegal for an unregistered person to have direct or indirect control of a mutual fund, especially when that person was rejected as a trustee. It would reflect very badly on the acting head.
Gold closing at 316.
Corinta at 22.
Hey, look, I make the decisions for the fund, all right?
That's right. Donald may come to a more experienced investor from time to time, but he goes his own way.
Exactly.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he's going right now.
I was 6 when I saw my first corpse. I fainted. By the time I was 8, I was draining bodily fluids. At 16, I was supervising cremations. And now I run a chain of over 1,200 funeral parlors.
That's very illuminating.
And my point being that an undertaker by nature is a very adaptable creature. I mean, he's accustomed to change. I mean, we don't use pickle juice anymore now, do we?
I assume not.
Now, the other night, I was working late, and I saw a very intriguing infomercial.
Oh, God.
I'm wondering what it would cost to buy Mr. Stick's entire modest interment business.
I doubt very much if he'd sell. Of course, you might consider buying out his holdings in southern Ontario.
Now, how much would that cost?
Well, there's 6 mortuaries, valued at approximately $12 million.
I'll pay 15.
You're awake.
Oh, God. I'm not allowed to have any visitors, Grant. I'm not supposed to see anyone.
How's she doing?
The Narcan seems to be out of your system. You'll be able to go home soon.
Really? Because she looks worse.
That's just the withdrawal.
You're not allowed to tell him anything. Don't say it.
Withdrawal?
No, Miss Krawczyk, but I'm allowed to tell you.
Grant, will you please just go home? Please go.
You're still going to have a very strong desire for heroin when you leave here. It will be hard for you to resist on your own.
God damn you. God damn you! Get out!
This is a list of places you can go to get help. They have pretty good success rates, and maybe we won't see you in here again.
You have no right.
Sometimes it takes a friend to help an addict see the truth.
No. I don't have any friends.
And
I don't have any friends.
I'm sorry, she's refusing to see anyone.
Did you tell her it was Adam Cunningham? Brought her these chocolates. They're Belgian. She's very fond of them. So the little truffles there, they're very good, if you'd care to have one.
I'll make sure she gets them.
Doctor, tell me, is she going to get better?
She's getting the best help we can offer.
Money is no object. Listen, whatever it takes.
What happens next is mostly up to her. I'll tell her of your concern.
She's not seeing anyone. I suppose she's ashamed. I'm telling you, I cannot put this together. This is Ed. Trying to kill herself. You don't look surprised.
I went into a personnel file to try and track down her family. She listed her lawyer as her next of kin. The lawyer referred me to her life insurance broker. You know who they're supposed to contact in case of an accident? Us. Gardner Ross.
She has no family.
We're her family. We don't even know her.
Going to work today?
You have to look after the hamster.
You bought him.
Too tired. I have to go to bed.
You look terrible.
I got a cocoon.
Weirdo.
I think I win the bet about Anne.
Nobody wins until we have confirmation.
Mr. Stevens knows what happened. Something about Romanian royalty?
Who told you that?
Well, I told somebody about our bet, and he, or she, whose identity I really can't divulge, said that you said Anne became a countess. So that counts as a secret past, right? So I win the money.
Anne's a Romanian countess? That's definitely a Marty Stevens say anything to a client's no job.
Oh, man.
Ziggy. Coffee time.
I already brought you all coffee.
Oh, no, not for us. No, it's for he whose trust you must not violate.
Too bad it worked out this way. In my next infomercial, I was going to send one of my caskets over Niagara Falls.
With you in it, I trust. Your check.
$500,000. Boy, your pride comes at a high price.
Or you could accept this one.
$10 million? Unsigned, it's not worth anything.
I'm offering to buy you out in southern Ontario.
What about your pride?
Oh, well, your marketing philosophy may be objectionable, but there certainly is some merit in the low-cost funeral concept. Oh, come on. How much longer do you think you're going to be able to run this game?
There's a lot of stuffy bankers on this street.
And we all belong to the same club. It looks like you're going to have to go back to embalming the dead for a living, Mr. Sticks.
Whatever you got in mind, we do it together, or I take my show on the road.
Yeah.
Skim and 1 spoon of sugar.
Thank you. That. I mean, you didn't have to do that. That's.
Yeah, I did. Marty made me. He says to buy Corinta now.
Oh.
We're going along like crazy on the floor.
I don't know how legal it is, and how can I be sure that Marty, will put the fund ahead of the floor? So.
You can't.
Yeah.
Marty hates the fund.
Yeah.
He says once you have a fund like that, the overheads start thinking they don't even need a trading floor.
Yeah. Is that what you call us, the overheads?
Oh, God. Oh, don't tell him I told you that.
No, we call you the bottom feeder, so.
Well, don't do it. You're just as smart as Marty. Just in a slower way. I have an uncanny sense about such things.
This better be romance. Because any breach of the Chinese wall between mutual fund and floor would really piss me off.
Oh, we're.
Enjoy your coffee.
I put together a short list of candidates for mutual fund head.
We still don't know Anne's situation.
As soon as we do know that, we're going to have to inform the shareholders. But I have a replacement by then.
I just hate to abandon Anne so completely.
We aren't going to fire her. But she can't remain the head of the mutual fund.
Hey, how many interviews does it take to hire an intern?
She's accomplished. She's charming. She's relentlessly persistent. Plus, she takes kickboxing. How do I get rid of her?
You just give her what she wants.
Miss Ross, if now's not a good time, we could set something up for tomorrow.
You can just start on Monday.
Is there any chance you'll be home early tonight?
No, why?
It's just Grant was weird at breakfast and he's not answering the phone.
Oh, did you do the special ring?
Yeah, he said something about his hamster and cocooning.
Cocooning, did you say that exactly?
Yeah, like a butterfly.
You know, I got a theory on these recent personnel disappearances.
Uh-huh.
Alien abductions. I mean, I'm gonna miss Jansky, but they can keep Anne. I've been following the goals this morning, Donald.
Yes, I have, Marty.
Remember that Corinta up to 26.
I saw that, you ham-fisted cretin.
I sold off half the portfolio's gold stock and moved the money into oil and gas. Am I allowed to tell him that?
Only if I'm here to observe it.
Oil and gas?
Yeah.
In today's gold market? How about Corinta? Got rid of it. Don't come crying to me when you want help.
My advice from the beginning.
$15 million. That's a good offer. A real jerk offered me $10 million the other day, if you can believe it.
Yeah, well, naturally, I'd need an agreement from you not to market your modest interment packages in my areas.
For how long?
In perpetuity. And you know, only another undertaker truly understands that word.
I went into one of your coffin showrooms today, Mr. Dundonald. Nothing there less than $3,000.
Well, let me remind you, Mr. Sticks, that the profit that you make from the sale of your Southern Ontario holdings will allow you to market your modest interments in other places.
Yes, in other places far away from here.
I feel like I'm selling out.
No, you've done the right thing.
So we have an agreement?
Oh, get him to sign the papers before he changes his mind.
What a stiff.
Well, it occurs to me that there are undertakers across the country who'd be threatened by your cut-rate funerals.
So?
You just sold 6 of your mortuaries for $15 million. You have how many others?
My God. I'll be rich. Will be rich.
Well, by all means. Let's play out the scenario as often as possible. Huh? With one exception.
Get your name off my infomercial.
Grant. They're not gonna let you out if you keep doing this, Grant. They're just gonna keep you in there for good. Don't pull this shit, Grant. Come on. What about Anne? She's gonna think this is her fault, you know.
I don't matter to Anne.
Yeah, you do. You're a friend.
Did you know she was a heroin addict?
No. No, I didn't know that.
Why wouldn't you go to the hospital?
Because I make things worse for her.
When you're there, it's better.
No, it's not. I go there, she just pushes me away.
It's because she loves you. She can't control that. I just want to sleep.
All right, come here. No cocooning, Grant. Come on, let's go. Come here. Okay.
If he bought Corinta when I told him to, our combined volume would push the
Corinta was
stock
only
up
$1 off
30%.
by market close, all right?
Because you didn't play along! The floor made $4 per share profit.
Okay, he can get in, he can get out, and he can take a profit. The fund is not designed to be so light in its feet or to take those kind of chances.
At least Aldo would know we know how to pick a winner. But no. What does Boy Genius do? He sells gold and puts it into oil and gas.
Oil and gas is at the bottom of its cycle.
The embargo on Iraq is still in force?
Okay, we made 10% by selling the low performers in Ann's gold groupings in today's gold rally. The mid-sized gold producers I have left, they're virtually bear-proof. And they're going to be acquisition targets for the senior producers when they go shopping to top up their reserves.
See, he talks like this. I want to wash your mouth out with lye soap.
Because he sounds like a fund manager.
Fund manager has to take the longer view.
Come on, into the next century.
I faxed the new portfolio holdings to Carlo Alda. He agreed to reinvest in the fund.
I think you should continue with the fund, Donald.
I want a 6-month minimum guaranteed. And if I average more than 15% in that time, I want the option of keeping the job, whether Ann comes back or not.
What happened to you?
I think I grew some hair on my nether regions.
We'll discuss it.
I still get my 1%. Did I tell you about that?
Meeting's adjourned.
You can thank me now for making you prove how brilliant you are. Nope.
She's gone. Hey.
I'm taking the bag. That's how I'll help. Taking the bag.
Thanks.
You hate me that much? You wanted me to find you dead on the bathroom floor?
It was an accident. I was going to rehab. It was like one last hurrah. It was stupid. I don't hate you.
Where are you going?
There. This place.
Well, the politicians are rock stars, huh?
I'm sure it'll be a blast.
I should have stayed with you.
No. You left me in good hands.
I don't just mean the other night. You ready?
I don't think so.
Come on. Just first step will make it to the car.
Then what?
I don't know. Step 2.